And we have with us Ambassador Vorobieva. Thank you for joining us, Ambassador, today.
Thank you, and good morning.
Good morning to you, too. First of all, would you share with us, apart from Indonesia, which countries so far have implemented, and also how many have requested the Sputnik V vaccine? And has there been any reports on any negative effect of the vaccine?
So far, 51 countries outside Russia have registered Sputnik V, and some of them have already started the vaccination, countries like Belarus and some others. We are now in talks with the European Union to have our vaccine Sputnik V registered, and recently there was news that an agreement has been reached with Italy to produce Sputnik V in this country. So, as you see, there is a big demand for the vaccine that had been developed in Russia, and I would like to mention that Sputnik V was the first anti-COVID vaccine that has been registered in the world. So far, in our country, around 7 million people have been vaccinated, and practically no side effects of the vaccine. It is also suitable for people 65 plus. Mm-hmm. In Russia now, the vaccination is open for general public, so anyone who is living in Russia can be vaccinated, including foreigners. Some of the foreign diplomats have been vaccinated as well. It has been proved that the efficiency of the vaccine Sputnik V is 91%, which is a very high level of efficiency, and cell immunity it gives lasts around 2 years, so there is no need to repeat the vaccination often. In our country, we have developed another 2 vaccines. So basically, there are 3 vaccines available for use. The second one is called Epivac Corona, and the third one is Covivac. The first 2 vaccines, Sputnik V and Epivac Corona, are innovative ones. They are a result of the bioengineering technologies, and the third one, Covivac, is a traditional vaccine that uses a weakened version of the virus, like it has been done for centuries.
Are all 3 readily available now, or when will they be ready? Well, we know that Sputnik V is ready.
They are ready. The vaccination with the second one will start by the end of March. And it's a very good thing because our doctors can adapt the process of vaccination to the specific needs of the person. If, say, the person is allergic to some components of one vaccine, so the other or the third can be used. And the third one is in the process of being registered.
Okay, so as you said, 7 million people in Russia have received the first jab. Now, 7 million is far from Russia's target of above 100 million people in Russia to receive their vaccines. At the same time, Russia is offering their vaccines or your vaccines to other countries. Now, we know that at this point, many vaccine-producing countries tend to keep their vaccine to secure national usage. Now, what drives Russia to share your vaccine with other countries of the world?
Well, of course, priority for Russia is to have our population vaccinated, but we have enough possibilities to produce more vaccines and to meet the requests from other countries. Also, the production of Sputnik V is taking place not only in Russia, but in other countries like South Korea or the Arab Emirates. Also, last week an agreement has been reached with one of the Italian pharmaceutical companies to start production of the vaccine in Italy. The motivations behind our actions is that actually we share and we support the view of many developing countries, including, and we support and share the view of Indonesia that vaccines should be available without any discriminations to any country, small or big, developed or developing. That is the rationale behind our offers to other countries to use Sputnik V and other vaccines when they will be available for outside Russia.
Now, Russia has offered a vaccine to Indonesia, as far as I know, since last year. Even it goes back to even October 2020. Now, does this offer for Indonesia still stand?
Several pharmaceutical companies from Indonesia has contacted our body that is responsible for distributing Sputnik V abroad, is the Russian Direct Investment Fund, and they are in the midst of negotiations how to bring Sputnik V into Indonesia in the framework of the program that has been set up by your government on the commercial usage of vaccines, the so-called gotong royong program for vaccination. So hopefully sometime soon Sputnik V will be available in Indonesia in the framework of this program.
Mm-hmm. And we have also heard from our foreign minister that we might be receiving Sputnik V. So does this mean that Russia is preparing for now, and there has been a request from Indonesia for the Sputnik V vaccine, and how soon can Sputnik V reach Indonesia?
Well, as soon as the Sputnik V will be approved by your relevant authorities, it can be shipped to Indonesia. It all depends on the approval of the BPOM.
Okay. How many doses can Russia allocate for Indonesia?
Basically, we can meet your request so far that have been given to us. I cannot say the exact figure so far because the consultations are still going on. But basically, we can meet the needs of Indonesia, at least in the framework of the gotong royong vaccination program.
So you're saying that the request is only for the gotong royong program?
So far, yes.
Okay, so this will also require an approval from our government as well, since this program
Absolutely.
also is still waiting for to be approved by the government. But Russia itself is ready to fulfill the numbers requested anytime soon. Now, Sputnik V, maybe not many know yet about Sputnik V. Is this considered also one that is hard to the logistics for it? Is it hard to distribute? How cold does it need to be in our cold chain? And what could you tell us about Sputnik V, and also about the two other that might also enter Indonesia in the future?
Sputnik V, well, first of all, as I said, it was the first anti-COVID vaccine developed and registered in the world. It has been developed by a very well-known Russian research center, Gamaleya Institution, who has a vast experience in producing vaccines. They have produced vaccines against Ebola and the MERS. So Sputnik V was not produced from zero, but already this institution had a platform and had experience in producing this kind of innovative vaccines using the results of bioengineering. It is not hard to transport. Now, as the time has passed, the Gamaleya Institution has developed form of this vaccine that can be developed, that can be transported at the temperature from 2 to 8 plus Celsius, degrees Celsius. Mm-hmm. So as you see, it doesn't require really freezing temperature, so it makes much easier to transport and to store. The other two vaccines you've been asking about, there's a second one that has already been registered, the Epila Corona in Russia. It is also innovative vaccine of practically the same type as Sputnik V. But the third one that is now in the process of registration and having clinical trials is a classical vaccine that uses the weakened virus itself. So that makes it easier for the doctors who are doing the vaccination to adapt this process to the need of individuals, because some of people may be allergic to the component of the vaccine. So now, as there are a variety of vaccines, people can feel more safe. And also, I would like to mention that these vaccines are suitable for the use of elderly people, 65 plus. So far, practically no side effects have been registered after the inoculation by Sputnik V, which makes it very safe. And as I mentioned already, around 7 million people in Russia alone have been vaccinated by this medication.
Ambassador, what is the production rate for Sputnik V? How much Sputnik V can be produced until the end of 2021?
I don't have the exact figures, but with the information we have, it is enough for the goals set by our government. By summer, by maybe July, August, the goal is for Russians to attain the herd immunity. That means that around 70% of our population will either be vaccinated or have already been ill with the COVID-19. So far, we had around 4.5 million cases. More than 4 million people recovered already, and the death rate is 93,000 people, which is quite low if you compare to other countries.
Okay. So my last question is, what is your response to negative reaction or propaganda, if I may, coming from some Western countries, most notably from America, upon the Sputnik V vaccine so far?
Well, my reaction would be that it is propaganda, as you said, and it is absolutely groundless. The facts of life have proven that Sputnik V and so far the other vaccines developed by Russia are efficient, they are safe, and Russia is ready to share the vaccines with the countries that need it.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Vorobieva, for your time with us today.
Thank you.